Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Overnight, another surge of protests against President Trump's controversial executive order. Demonstrators at San Francisco's airport met by riot police, capping off a weekend of massive demonstrations.
In Seattle, police actually dispersed some crowds with pepper spray.
Protesters gathering in cities across the United States, from New York to Boston, Los Angeles, and beyond. A U.S. citizen from Yemen says that his brother's wife and 7 children were detained at an airport.
They placed them in isolation in a small room and treated them as criminals or as people who may have committed a crime. If a 6 years old and a 7 years old is a terrorist just because they came from Yemen, then I think where is the humanity?
Hundreds of students at Rutgers University stepping out of the classroom and onto the streets.
You know, one Rutgers student specifically who can't get back into the country right now because of this ban, and it's unacceptable.
Legal challenges went all the way to the Supreme Court, and the president won.
In many cases, the policy has had a devastating impact, separating U.S. citizens from their spouses, children, and family.
I always think of young Abdullah Hassan. Young Abdullah was born with a degenerative brain disease. His condition continued to deteriorate. And through the course of this time, they are making immigration inquiries. They've made the application. They've called Congress. Like, they've done everything that you could to try to bring his mom to the U.S. And so she makes a heartbreaking decision to send her son, Abdullah, almost 2 at the time, to the United States to seek medical treatment. Except when he arrives, it's too late. His condition is beyond repair and he's put on life support.
We've collected about 900 cases. Almost all of them involve some sort of family separation, including parents being split apart from their children and partners also being split up. People reported some sort of medical hardship, a death in the family, and an economic loss. People who've lost loved ones, milestones that were missed, like birthdays, weddings, and funerals. Others have been trapped in war zones. A father who couldn't bring his 20-year-old son to the U.S., who was diagnosed with a heart condition for treatment because of the ban, and by the time his application was going through the process, it was a little too late. He passed in May 2021.
I voted, I supported Trump, but that was a mistake. I thought of Trump as also kind of changed. I seen him as a different person, like his policy, his remarks, his attitude. He speaks his mind. His campaign was a little bit odd. He was saying it, on the media, like, I'm not let the Muslims come to this country. But I thought this is just, part of his campaign,
Do you know people who have been affected by that personally, by the ban?
Allah.
We spoke to Ahmed Al-Dahiri, a truck driver in Dearborn, Michigan. He supported Donald Trump until he saw the effects of the travel ban.
Do you ever feel a sense of responsibility, like, I helped put this guy in the White House?
Of course.